Boom, shakalaka boom. Y'all tuned in to the free range human show of choice, your daily dose of what is it? It's your daily dose of reality radio. When does it start? It starts right now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards coming at you LIVE live here on the 50,000 watt blowtorch 1039 WYAB. We're streaming worldwide at the Mazda Jackson live stream on YouTube, on X, on Rumble, and as soon as I click this button here on Facebook. I don't know why it makes me manually click the Facebook button every morning, but it does. And I always forget to. But there we go. We had a little user error here as I was logging on. For some reason, my camera wasn't on, but I got it rolling now. We're good to go here on the show. Let's get it started. So this morning's show is titled The Male Economy. So some of the things we're going to talk about this morning are the rise in TRT. Man, feel like we've been ahead of the curve on the TRT, hadn't we? The testosterone replacement therapy, it is blowing up nationwide, more popular than it's ever been. And there's reasons why. We're going to talk about mobile sports betting. It is blowing up as well. Huge. We're also going to talk about the rise of the fitness industry. We're not going to take deep dives into all this stuff, kind of surface level, and just talk about it for a minute. Why is the male economy on the rise? I have my thoughts and suspicions as to why men want to become men again. Could it have anything to do with the fact that we have shut the trans agenda down? That we have, for the most part, defeated the rainbow supremacists? And the cucking, the great cucking of the American male? Men want to be men again. Women want to be women again. Could it have anything to do with that, you think? I think so. Coming up at 8:07, a couple of days early, we're going to have State Rep Fred Shanks in here. We got a major announcement about a potential solution to the Mississippi ABC liquor delivery backlog debacle going on up there at the ABC warehouse, and how we can fix that. There's some progress is being made down at the Capitol. And be clear, this isn't the legislature's responsibility to fix this stuff. Just being 100% honest with you. This got doled out to a company that was doing it. The legislature don't run the ABC. Now, it is the legislature should have privatized this thing years ago. So in that sense, yeah, it is their responsibility. But the legislature is having to stop what they're doing mid-session. Well, let's be honest, they're not doing a whole lot down there this session, are they? School choice kind of sucked the air out of that balloon when one half of the Republican Party, leadership included, decided to call the other half that didn't want to go with school choice basically racist and unofficial members of the ACLU. It's gonna be kind of hard to get anything done the rest of the session, but maybe the one thing that can bring us back together is our love of booze here in Mississippi. So we're gonna have Fred on to tell you about some of these potential fixes. So if you know anybody that runs a liquor store, works at a liquor store, works at a bar, works at a restaurant, a casino, or anywhere that is dependent on liquor sales, they may want to tune in this morning. We're going to have him at top of the second hour, 8:07. We'll come back from the news break with Fred on the phone, ready to go. A lot of big news out of Texas last night. We lost one of our favorite politicians. It's a sad day. Let's pretend my Rise energy drink, which, by the way, I have drank a lot of energy drinks, and this is officially the best energy drink I've ever had. It's the Rise Cotton Candy. I buy it by the case now. I will not be cheating on this. It's beautiful. Let's pretend we're going to pretend we pouring out some liquor for our dead career, not dead person, for the death of Jasmine Crockett's political career. We poured it out into my mouth. So we're going to miss Jasmine. I tell you what, in honor of Jasmine, let's play a quick little video.
How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her?
being the
She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
A campaign
But
video.
you have this woman Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person.
Trump calling her a low IQ
Crockett.
person.
Oh, man.
It's a
Oh,
true
man.
piece of you should never.
She's a very low IQ person.
To be put in the Smithsonian.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
It is just, it's beautiful. You can't explain it to the unwashed masses that she put this out and paid to run this all over Texas. Not a Democrat, not the Democrat that was competing against her that won, not a Republican. She put this ad out. Black girl magic. Black girl magic strikes again. Let's take a listen to this.
How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her?
She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person.
Crockett. Oh, man. Oh, man.
She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
Oh, man. She ran that ad, y'all. She did that. Black girl, hashtag Black girl magic. Hashtag. What's even better is Black girl magic there. You know, with all her code switching that she does from suburban private school educated black girl to hood rat. And she pivots back and forth depending on who she's around. I can't stand people that code switch. Either you're a rat or you're not. I'm good either way. I don't hate a hood rat as long as they don't act like a hood rat. You know, like you can be a rat. I'm an old South Jackson rat. I mean, y'all hear me? I can only hide it for so long. Actually, I quit hiding it a few years ago. I said, they're either going to love me or hate me for who I am. I don't know if y'all love me, but if nothing else, you're entertained. So I let my hood rat come out on here all the time. I don't try to pretend not to be, but I'm a reformed hood rat. Either be a hood rat or don't. Jasmine Crockett ain't a hood rat. She plays one on TV. She stayed at the Holiday Inn Express last night. I got a text from Eric that said, well, the guy that beat her out is just as crazy as she is. Well, yeah. I'm sure he is. But nonetheless, she's extra duper crazy. Just because it's fake. It's fake. She also decided to blame her loss. Now, she lost in the Democrat primary in Texas. The Democrat Party, never forget, staged a coup of sorts. Was it on the Stephen Colbert show, I think? And they tried to blame it on the FCC and Trump because they didn't want to give equal airtime to Crockett. They interviewed her opponent. Now, this was after early voting started. They interviewed her opponent. And then instead of running it on the actual CBS airwaves, they ran it on their YouTube exclusively, and they put up there that this is the interview Donald Trump's FCC didn't want you to see. And they tried to say it was they tried to make it some excuse to do with whatever. It was when the FCC was battling with them. So, but what it really, then the FCC was like, no, that ain't got nothing to do with us, because they had told Crockett that it was the FCC and they didn't have to do it, blah, blah, blah. Y'all can go dig into this. I'm just giving you a 30,000 foot view version of it here. The Democrat Party was blocking Crockett because what they did is they took that, they said Trump didn't want you to see this interview, and old dude was able to raise $2.4 million to campaign against Crockett. Well, the FCC stepped up and was like, that's not true. They reached out to Crockett and said, no. We never said anything. They didn't want to give you fair time. See, if you have an FCC broadcast license, if you let one person be interviewed for free, you have to offer that same thing to every other candidate that's running for that position. It's why we charge for our political interviews here at WYAB, no matter who it is. If you can't afford $250 for an hour interview, you probably don't need to be running for office. Period. So that way, if y'all hear somebody on here, just know it was a paid interview. If we ever did one for free, then we got to do everybody, or at least offer the opportunity. And I'm not going to get bogged down doing all that. I don't even really care for the political interviews personally. Because you kind of feel like you got to be nice to people you don't agree with for an hour. And I don't really want to have to wax poetically. And then I feel kind of bad attacking somebody that I charge $250 to be on the show. So I'm just not a fan of doing the things during political season. Now, if you want to come in off season, off year, and argue with me for an hour, 2 hours, I'm fine with that. But I don't want to sit here and have to wax poetically and, hurt your chances of winning. And you paid to have it done. But anyway, I digress. The Democrat Party did not want Jasmine Crockett to win the Senate race in Texas. So let's go to a video here from last night. Let me pull it up here real quick. And we're going to move on from this pretty quick. I got several other things I want to talk about this morning. But Jasmine, being a sore loser is so sweet. I mean, really, you just can't. It ain't delicious enough. She said, well, we'll use this article here. No, hold on. I got so many of them. We have so many. All right, yeah. How long was that one? A minute. We'll use that one. We have so many videos of her dancing like an idiot. I mean, she's so good at being bad. And you know what's crazy is she didn't have to step down from her congressional seat. She stepped down from that, or she didn't run again for that seat. So she's out of office altogether. I mean, this is the face of the Democrat Party, Black Girl Magic. I mean, this was their handpicked girl to own MAGA. I mean, she built her whole brand on agitating MAGA. All right, this is her last night. She had to get up there and tell everybody she lost. What do they call it? A secession speech or whatever it is. I don't know about these things. I don't lose. But here's loser, big loser, Jasmine Crockett. She's Texas tough if y'all didn't know.
So that's my news, is that we're not going to have election results tonight, in my opinion, based upon what specifically is taking place in Dallas County. Unfortunately, this is what Republicans like to do. And so they specifically targeted Dallas County, and I think we all know why. So I want you to enjoy yourselves, but I won't be back tonight because I have no idea of when we're going to get results, and I fully anticipate it won't be until tomorrow. So
newsflash, it wasn't tomorrow, it was last night, and she lost.
Love y'all too.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back here on the Clay Edwards Show. Lots to talk about this morning. Big show, big show ahead. We'll be right back. 103.9 WYAB. I do want to talk about this Texas stuff. The Paxton race and Cornyn, or however you say his name, going to a runoff. Anytime the big GOP tells us we got to vote for somebody and that somebody else is bad, and how the GOP went after Paxton in Texas. Oh, he's a philanderer. He's a cheater. Yeah. I'm not voting for a pope. I'm not voting for a pastor. See, I'm the kind of conservative. I told y'all. I was trying to go to a break. There's two different kinds of conservatives. There's Christian conservatives and there's conservative Christians. I'm the latter. I'm a conservative Christian. I don't necessarily put my religion in front of my politics when it comes to my politics. Now we got there's some core things here that I just assume we all agree on, whether you're a Christian conservative or conservative Christian. We'll talk about those when we come back. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Men, if you answer yes to any of these questions, you could be suffering from low testosterone. Do you have low sex drive? ED, always tired, depressed, loss of muscle mass, obese, loss of focus and drive? You, my friends, need to get your numbers checked. Check out Men's Health of Mississippi, located in Madison, Mississippi, and online at menshealthms.com. Guys, get your numbers checked today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. menshealthms.com. Men's Health of Mississippi.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Surf and Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's, it's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic Southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
Here's John and Corey Ravenstein.
You know, we're always trying to find ways to give you more at Juniker Jewelry Company.
More diamonds, more selection, more value for your money.
That's why we built the largest fine jewelry store in the state.
And that's why we're launching Juniker's Rewards Program,
where the more you spend, the more you earn.
That's right. With every qualified purchase at Juniker's, you'll automatically receive Juniker's Rewards points over time that you can use for future purchases.
You get rewards points for every purchase on diamonds, engagement rings, and wedding bands, new fashion jewelry, estate and antique jewelry.
Even on all your jewelry repairs.
Think of it as Juniker's frequent flyer program for love.
And rewards points add up fast. Come to Juniker's and sign up today.
Juniker's Rewards. One more way at Juniker's anymore since 1944.
Juniker Jewelry Company. We're at 1485 Highland Colony Parkway, just south of 463 in Madison, and online at junikerjewelry.com, Mississippi's direct Diamond Importer.
People keep messing
The
with
new
my
year is
camera.
off to a fast start.
We're gonna
but
fight.
You can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credits, and get 1-year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, live inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios here on 103.9 WYAB. Of course, we're streaming worldwide. You already know it. Mazda Jackson live stream, Facebook, X, YouTube, Rumble, @Save JXN. If you're watching on the live stream, hit the share button, especially if you're on Facebook. What's the point in streaming on Facebook if we can't intrude upon all of your friends and family's timelines with content they didn't ask to see? Show my lovely face in their place by hitting the share button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. It helps us with the algorithm. At least that's what all the big creators say. So, I mean, I want to be a big creator one day. Help me with the algorithm. Push the like button. Are you too good to push the like button? Get in your home. I'm sorry, I was Happy Gilmore, inner Happy Gilmore there. Get back in your home. Hi, hey, real quick. This segment brought to you by our good friends over at Cowden Electric, serving Central Mississippi for well over 50 years and 2 generations. That's right, Marty Cowden taking over the family business years and years ago, actually. Look, whether it's service calls, new construction, remodels, I had to think of what is it other than new construction? Remodels, or you need a generator. Man, they got you covered. We're getting into storm season here in Mississippi, and it's looking to be a rough one too. If models that I'm seeing are right, could have a very, very active tornado season. Luckily, or hopefully, should I say, you get lucky and your home doesn't get destroyed. But man, it could cause a lot of power outages, and it's going to be hot in the summertime. You don't want to have your power out with your air conditioning off. I don't have to tell Mississippians this. You already know all the reasons why you need a generator. You don't want to lose all that deer meat you just spent all them thousands upon thousands of dollars getting processed this year. Let Marty come out from Cowden Electric. Let him get you a full-size generator that'll run your whole entire home. If the power cuts off, it cuts on. You barely even know. It flickers and boom. Or if you don't want to spend that kind of money, let him do the hookups into your breaker box where you can just plug in your portable generator when the power goes out, and it'll run whatever it is you want to run specifically. My recommendation is don't buy that small generator till you have a conversation about what all you want that generator to run so you get one big enough. Anyhow, Cowden Electric, they're going to get you taken care of. You can start at cowdenelectric.com. That's COWDEN. Cowden Electric. Locally owned, locally operated. As a matter of fact, every business we have on this show is locally owned, locally operated. I don't even know why I say it anymore, but just know, locally owned, locally operated. All right. We're going to have Fred Shanks at the top of the next hour, 8:07, talking about a big development in getting the backlog taken care of and the potential future privatization of the ABC up there concerning everybody's liquor orders. Also, we're going to have Dr. Michael Walker with Men's Health Mississippi on at 8:35 to discuss this TRT, this boom in TRT, and some of the downsides to doing telehealth and why you should absolutely go to a local doctor like Men's Health Mississippi and Dr. Michael Walker, and the benefits of that. And this ain't just to sell Men's Health Mississippi. It's really just kind of tell you the pros and the cons of both. So we'll do that the last half of the last 30 minutes of the show. All right, let's the Paxton and I always get his name wrong. Cornyn, the senator there in Texas, the longtime senator. Everybody keeps telling me that Paxton's a bad guy. I'm pretty sure Paxton's the same guy that the establishment, that's the word that always eludes me, establishment GOP. I call it big con, big conservative. Establishment GOP wanted him. They didn't want him. They went after him. They tried to impeach him. But, he's the one that figured out a way to keep the Democrats from stealing Texas when they stole so many other elections in 2020. He's the one that figured out a way to sue them and prevent them from being able to send out those mail-out ballots, those mail-in ballots. They were going to do it in Harris County there in Texas. That's Houston. You know, as far as I'm concerned, this guy's a national treasure. I don't give a damn about his personal problems, his personal life. If he was cheating on his wife, you know, what did she do? What did she do to force him to do that? I'm just saying. I ain't saying she did anything. I'm just saying, it ain't always the guy's fault. Sometimes they get pushed into stuff. Maybe they were already separated. Did you think about that? Anyway, I don't care is the moral of my story. I ain't the morality police here. It doesn't affect me. It ain't none of my business when it comes to your love affairs. That's why I never cover politicians' cheating scandals. I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't care who you're sleeping with. Gay people, I don't care who you're sleeping with. Trans people, we don't care who you're sleeping with. Just don't tell us about it. How about that? Anyway, so you're going on a runoff. I predict Paxton wins and wins big. That's my pick in the Texas runoff there. The Ellis Autoplex text line, 769-241-1944. Frisco texted in and said, bro, if I got $250, can I come in and talk for an hour? Yeah, you just pay me that off the books. No, you can't spend $250 just come talk for an hour unless you're running for office. I don't want to set that precedent of charging people to come interview. Maybe you can just come for free one day and talk for an hour. Buy me lunch. How about that? I wouldn't charge anybody to just come and talk. Well, I tell you what, yes, as a matter of fact, I would charge some people to come and talk for an hour. But based on some of me and Frisco's text messages, I don't think he's a bat crap crazy liberal. So, but if some of these liberals want to come and talk, yep, at least the bidding starts at $250. You know what? That may be a thing, right? Maybe we could start auctioning off an hour of this show a week. And whatever wants to come in and debate me, bro. Debate me, bro. About $1 for every time some liberal jackass on my social media, why don't you have me on your show to debate me, bro? Okay. What do you want to debate, bro? You know what? I'm thinking in my head here. I know I had a little moment of silence there. I'm actually thinking I may have just stumbled across something good. Now, I'm not going to do it for free. If I got to get brain damage of having to listen to a Democrat talk for an hour and somehow try to explain to me how trans is good and orange man bad and, all the problems in Jackson are because of racism and white flight and, just all the typical liberal, blackety black, gated gay, giggity gay talking points. So I got to hear all that for an hour. I got to get paid to do that. That's work. This ain't work. This is fun to me. That's work. So the bidding starts at $250. Any of you NGOs out there want to come and push your propaganda, school choice proponents, any of y'all want to come and push your propaganda, the bidding starts at $250. clay@wyab.com for booking information and scheduling opportunities. Get you a sponsor. I don't care. All right, let's read some of the chats real quick over here on the Mazda Jackson live stream. Charles Boykin says, good morning, Clay. Please remind everyone the safari and petting zoo opened yesterday at Cypress Point, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thank you for the reminder there, Charles. That's right, guys. The safari, the drive-through safari is back open for the spring out at Cypress Point Resort, Cameron's Garage. Get out there, drive through, do the petting zoo. Good time. All you single parents out there, let me talk to the single dads for a minute. Everybody always forgets about the single dads. It's always the single mom. See, first off, there's a difference in being a single mom and a mom who's single. You don't get to play the sympathetic single mom card if the dad is also in the children's lives and you've chosen to only let him see his kids every other weekend. I mean, you went and did a whole court thing because you was mad that he chose Becky with the big butt over you. And now you don't let him see his kids but every other weekend. him and Becky, because you're mad and you're jealous. Because you Becky with the big belly, and he chose Becky with the big butt. So you're all in your feelings. So you went to court and you did a whole thing, drug all y'all's personal business, screenshots, text messages, nude photos, videos, everything into court. And you convinced the judge to give you full custody and him only every other weekend. And now you mad that you ain't got no help. Well, let's say I'm doing math in my head. 12 out of 14 days, or 4 days, but 4 days every month. Because you did that to you. But you're still not a single mom. You're a mom who's single. We can have a whole conversation about that. I've fortunately never had to deal with that myself. I was blessed with a good baby mama. At least from that perspective, we never once had a fight about any of this crap. We just all did our part. It took a village to raise the kids. It truly did. Multiple sets of grandparents, multiple sets of parents, step parents. It took a bunch of us, but we got it done. We're still working on it, but we all came together for the greater good of the girls. But anyway, single dads. And we got to take a break after this. Single dads, you want to be the rock star parent this weekend? You want to send little Susie, little Tommy, little Darius, little Quita back to their mom's house with all they're going to be talking about is what daddy did, how much fun they had with daddy and Becky with the big butt because they took him to Cypress Point to the safari ride. That's how you're going to do it. That's how you're going to win the day. You want to make Ashley mad? Send them kids back home happy. Talking about, oh, daddy this, daddy that. We had so much fun with daddy. Take them on that safari ride in that petting zoo. You're going to get the parent of the month award. Then mama going to have to go back and, because don't forget she did it to herself. Mama going to have to go back to be the one to be the disciplinarian. And you get to be the good guy, the fun dad. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. I know all the single moms. I'm going to be getting the hate mail on that one. But I meant every word of it. We'll be right back. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
.1039 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrillo Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrillo is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrillo's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrillo and taste the traditions. El Patrillo, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Here at Lake and Glass and Tint, we've become well known for two things: window tint and windshields. Now, when it comes to window tint, you already know that we're the go-to for home, car, and office. And as always, we offer free consultations. So if you're in the need of window tint or windshields, give us a call, 601-946-1000. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram or at lakeandglassandtint.com. Lake and Glass and Tint, where quality matters.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
Got electrical problems? Marty Cowden and Cowden Electric are here for you. Cowden Electric is your trusted electrician, serving the Jackson area for 3 decades. Electrical repair, service, and home rewiring are just the start of what Cowden Electric can do. Cowden Electric also installs generators to keep your power going when everyone else's lights are out. Plus, LED lighting, remodels, new construction, no job is too small. Visit CowdenElectric.com today to see all that they do. Cowden Electric, powering your home and business.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
Located in Ridgeland and Flora, come see me, Jamie Creel, Shelter Insurance.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studio. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in, all my Beckies with the big butts out there. This is the Clay Edwards Show, live inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios, where you can always text Clay to 601-800-5130. If you're not a single dad, you have any hopes and aspirations of possibly becoming a single dad, that testosterone's a great place to start. I kid. I talked to my friend that works for my lady friend that works for a lawyer's office. They do family law, and she was joking with me. She was like, "You're the reason so many divorces are happening. These guys are getting on this testosterone and just wanting to have sex all the time. And they seem to be getting it from other places, and it's causing these divorces to happen." I was like, well, that's not their fault. That's not their fault. That's Ashley's fault. She needs to be taking care of daddy. She needs to be taking care of daddy, you know. All right, I don't have to say no more. We're just going to leave it at that. Text Clay, 601-800-5130. Women, you in your 40s, ain't you supposed to be like hitting your sexual stride in your 40s? Not to put anybody's business out there, but in my personal experiences, at least with the women I've dated in their 40s, late mid 30s to 40s, they're beast. Very active's not the word I'm looking for. That would to insinuate with lots of people, and I don't mean it like that, but just I've never wanted. We'll just say that I've never had to beg. I've never wanted. Like, I've just noticed that older women are their game. Their sexual appetite is very strong, very strong. So if you've been married for a while and you're, I don't know, 35 or older, and your man wakes up and he gets his mojo back, because we lose ours when we lose our testosterone. So. What a weird conversation to be having at 7:45 in the morning. But we lose our mojo. When our testosterone just slowly fades. Like I said, it's like death by 1,000 paper cuts. Just every day you wake up, it's a little less. And women's just seems to wake up. They want more and more and more and more, like we're machines. Well, that testosterone helps turn us back into machines. And I'm just always surprised when a guy, kind of wakes back up and gets his mojo back, and the wife doesn't want to participate. Like, Ashley, what are you doing? Poke Ashley with a sticker. Is you alive? Is you alive? What are you doing? Becky around the corner? It's usually Ashley around the corner. Forever Ashley was my nickname for the other lady, but I like Becky today. Ashley can be the wife at the house. I guess it's still negative in this connotation, however you say that word. Anyway, Let's shift gears here because I could talk about this all day, and I'm sure we're going to turn off probably 2/3 of the audience this morning talking about that. I heard on the news a few minutes ago that as we were going live that the Sunday liquor sales in Mississippi bill died in the Senate committee. That's the on-premise liquor sales bill. I mean, off-premise, I'm sorry, the liquor store. So basically, liquor stores, at least for now, won't be able to open on Sundays. And there was a component in there where local towns could decide on their own if they wanted to allow Sunday liquor sales or not. So I'm surprised it didn't make it out of committee. I really am. And if I find it hypocritical, shocker. But you can go sit at a bar or restaurant and get as drunk as you want on a Sunday in Mississippi. After 11 o'clock, I think there's a certain time you can't sell liquor before a certain time. I forget what it is. It's not 11 because they do brunch early and they do mimosas and stuff. So maybe it's 6 a.m., 10 a.m. I forget what it is. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. It ain't late enough that it should bother anybody, but you can go get as drunk as you want anywhere with an on-premise license. But for some reason, be able to buy a bottle and go back to your house, that's a line too far. The anti-liquor store people always try to use this vision of, or this image, not vision, this image of if you have liquor stores open, there's going to be drunkards out front just drinking their brown bottles, like their little Mad Dog 2020 bottles, wrapped in a brown bag out front, just leaning against the building, all drunk. Not to pull the curtain back too far here, but I've been in and out of a lot of liquor stores in my life. My dad even owned a liquor store on Lynch Street in Jackson. He had a convenience store and a liquor store in the same building with a wall separating them. We sold draft beer by the gallon or the cup. This predates Jackson's open container laws. On one side, it's called the Shortstop. Maybe some of y'all remember it. And then on the other side, we had the liquor store. And I was down there a lot as a kid. Never, not one time have I ever seen a drunkard leaning outside the front door with his liquor bottle in the brown bag drinking. But the Baptist out here, and I am a Southern Baptist, so I feel like I could talk about them because I am one. I is ones. That's what they love to use, that fear porn, when they don't want something. But meanwhile, they'll be the very ones that are pouring up a glass of bourbon on the rocks on a Sunday at their house. And then they wonder why the church has a problem, has an image problem. I don't understand it. And I've talked to some people that are in the liquor business, and they're fine with it. They're fine with it not passing. A lot of them just didn't feel like they wanted to do it because they know that if they want to compete, there's always going to be like, this ain't a knock. I don't want Indians to get mad at me here because I have no problem with the Indian community in Mississippi or anywhere in America. The Indian community has always been good to me, but they're really hard workers. So is the Islam community that own the gas stations and liquor stores. They're extremely, extremely hard workers, and their idea of work and their work ethic blows ours away, for better or for worse. And they'll open 24 hours a day if you'll let them. So a lot of these liquor stores know, and it's over in Rankin County, for example, there's some that are owned by, natural, born Americans, and there's some that are ran by Indians and Muslim people. And that's all fine. But it's like, you just know that the ones that are ran by the foreigners, or at least people of foreign descent, if they can open, they're going to be open 24 hours a day, Sunday, whatever. So it's going to force the other people to kind of have to open to compete because you never want to be the place that ain't open. So anyway, just my understanding, having talked to some people are fine if that law doesn't pass. They're A-okay with it. Just like I know some people are just fine with Brandon stopping liquor sales making liquor stores close at 8 p.m. Like, good by us. As long as everybody else has got to do it, we ain't got no problem doing it. So I get that. I truly do. Because I think, you train an area. If you want your liquor before 8 o'clock or before the place closed, you figure out a way to get over there and get it. I'm not usually waiting to 8 o'clock to decide, man, I need some liquor. I've made my decision way before 8 o'clock. in the evening if I'm going to need some liquor that night. Hell, I've usually made it by the time I get off this show in the morning. I'm not saying I do any day drinking like that. I'm just saying, like, I know Friday by about 8:00 in the morning if I want to drink Friday night. I'm just like, you just know what your plans are for the night. What are my intentions for this weekend? Is it to have a good time? Is it to, behave and be an adult? I got any plans? My daughter going out and possibly going to need me to, be in a sober state of mind in case there's an emergency, stuff like that. I look at all that as you get older, you have to. At least I know my parents did. It made me realize I had to. All right, let's take our last break of the first hour here. Well, no, this technically isn't the last break. It's the last break before the big break. And we'll be right back. No liquor sales on Sundays. I wanted to hit this NIL. There's no income tax on the NIL thing. We may have time for it in the next hour. I'm saving all the mail economy stuff for the next hour, by the way, once we got the phone with Fred Shanks. And we'll finish out the show with this mail economy stuff that I wanted to hit. And we can hit some of the mobile sports betting stuff with Fred because I think that's relevant to that. So we're going to get it all in this morning. I wanted to talk about concert ticket prices too, but we may have to punt that to tomorrow's show because it's a rather long conversation. Concert ticket prices have gotten absolutely ridiculous. I tried to buy 2 Jason Aldean tickets yesterday, and if you wanted anything on the floor, it was going to range from, at least the tickets I chose, from 500 to 800, and I could have spent more if I wanted to, depending on the VIP package I chose. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Bank Plus makes it easier to bank. With extended drive-through hours plus 24/7 online and mobile banking, we're here when you need us. Lost your debit card? Get a new one instantly at any Bank Plus location. No waiting for the mail. And interactive teller machines offer drive-up personal service 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturdays. Your bank, your plus. Learn more at bankplus.net. Member FDIC.
At Lakeshore Church, we believe the liberation of the soul is found only in Christ. Hello, I'm Jay Frazier, Senior Pastor at Lakeshore, inviting you to come and worship with us this week. We believe in the 3-cross concept of ministry, the cross of salvation, the cross of separation, and the cross of service, and we believe all of these crosses should be evident in our lives. We're at 6880 South Sidewell Road in Byram. For more information about the ministries, activities, and times of service, go to lakeshorecmc.org.
And be sure to listen to Lakeshore Church's weekly program, heard Sunday mornings at 8 on 1039 WYAB.
Delicious food and a relaxing atmosphere combine to make the best place for sports fans and foodie fans to watch the game and just hang out. Capitol Grill of Jackson. Of course they've got the games, but food, oh my goodness. Mouth-watering po' boys, fish, steaks, appetizers, and a specialty pizza menu. Kitchen opens at 5 Monday through Thursday and 11 Friday through Sunday. And happy hours are daily at Capitol Grill. Also enjoy the all-new Tuesday night and karaoke on Wednesday and Friday nights from 8 till midnight with DJ Money Mod. Capitol Grill, DeVille Plaza in Jackson.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's it's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
Our flag was still there. The official 250th celebration flag is available at a complete flag source on I-55 North in Jackson. It's just one way you can show your appreciation for the greatest country on earth. Flags for all occasions. International and state flags too. Flagpole construction available. You can check it out at CompleteFlags.com. A complete flag source, I-55 North in Jackson.
What are people saying about Tom's Fried Pies in Richland?
I'm on a diet. I don't supposed to be down there at Tom's Fried Pies. We had a good time. When I tell you the crust was flaky, I'm talking about buttery. This was nothing like I've ever tasted. Ever. I mean, I've never tasted anything like that, man. It was nice. Atmosphere was nice. Everybody there was nice. Because I'll be back, even though I don't supposed to with my diet. I really enjoyed myself.
Tom'sFriedPies.com. Tom'sFriedPies.com.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studio. This is the Clay Edwards.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. We've got about a minute here. I'm going to try to squeeze a quick rant in about this NIL income tax thing. Guys, I think a lot of people overreacted about that. That's just my personal opinion on it. I ain't got no problem with them not taxing the NIL. I ran the numbers on it yesterday. Mississippi took in somewhere between $50 and $100 million in NIL money not Mississippi. Colleges paid out. Students made somewhere between $50 and $100 million total last year. Mississippi makes about $2 million in income tax based on the 4% of everything above $10,000 for every $2 million made. So Mississippi will lose somewhere between $2 and $4 million in income tax. That's not a lot of money in the big picture. You can make that back other places, like in sales tax, from the money that they made. We'll be right back.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez, a U.S. update on the war with Iran.
We are punching them while they're down.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth sizing up the 5-day-old conflict this hour. He predicts the U.S. and Israel will control Iran's airspace in 2 days. The Pentagon chief reports an American military first in more than 8 decades.
That it was sunk by a torpedo. Quiet death. The first sinking of an enemy ship by a torpedo since World War II.
That was a sub. An Iranian state agency says more than 1,000 people there have been killed. The BBC's Ankash Deen.
What we are hearing is that, for example, the capital Tehran, which is a very busy city of over 10 million people, is very, very quiet and almost deserted at night. Most shops are closed, or many shops are closed, markets are closed, and there are just few places that you can get essentials, and people are stockpiling at home.
Correspondent Weijia Jiang is in Washington.
Today, the Senate will vote on a war powers resolution to block President Trump from using further military action in Iran. Although it does have bipartisan support, the bill is unlikely to pass in either chamber, so that vote is largely a symbolic one.
The latest CBS News poll finds the war is not popular with Americans. 45% believe it'll make this country less safe. Most people opposed are independents. We've learned the names of 4 of 6 Americans killed in an Iranian strike in Kuwait Sunday. Among them, 20-year-old Sergeant Declan Cody of Iowa. His father, Andrew.
Declan had been sending us updates every 1 to 2 hours, like, hey, everything's still good.
The 4 confirmed dead were based in Des Moines. In Texas, Jasmine Crockett has just conceded the Democratic Senate primary to State Rep James Tallarico.
This is a people-powered movement to take on this broken, corrupt political system. This is truly a campaign of, by, and for the people.
Tallarico will face the winner of a Republican runoff between incumbent Senator John Cornyn and State Attorney General Ken Paxton. Mary Poppins was onto something.
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
CBS's Michael George explains.
A Cochrane review found that when newborns have to undergo painful blood draws, having just a few drops of a sweet sugar solution beforehand can help reduce the pain. The study's authors say this may be a safe, low-cost solution for parents looking to provide pain relief for their infants.
Dow futures up 135. This is CBS News.
I want to know what's going on in the world. I'm Tony. There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers. How are you? I'm Tony DeCopo. Join me on the CBS Evening.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST for a 25.
Local news is brought to you by Fusion Coffee House in the township in Ridgeland, reminding you to attend the free Township Jazz Festival on Saturday, April 11th.
Mississippi is no exception. Today, partly sunny and 81, 62 and mostly cloudy tonight. Thursday, you can expect a high at 82 and partly sunny. Friday, you've got a 40% chance for rain and a much better chance both Saturday and Sunday. With news on 103.9 WIAB, I'm Chris Davis. Gas prices have gone up everywhere, and that includes here in the Magnolia State, and the conflict in the Middle East, at least the perception of it, is partly to blame. The national average, according to Gas Buddy, is $3.14. The average price in Mississippi is $2.64, but that is lower than every state around us. The bill that would create the Jackson Water Authority to take over Jackson's water system once the third party, otherwise known as Jackson Water, is done, has passed in the state Senate. The version that passed this week reduces the number of appointments to the new board from the city council, though. Sunday liquor sales may not happen in Mississippi this year. The bill that would have allowed for that between 1 and 6 p.m. on Sundays did not pass out of the Senate Finance Committee because of a lack of support. The proposed law would have required cities to pass an ordinance first to allow for it to actually happen. Jackson police have a mystery to solve that began Monday night in the Lanier High School parking lot when the track team returned from a meet and found shell casings. That led to the discovery that a school employee's car had bullet holes in it, and one of the windows had been shot out. As of now, police have not announced any arrests. No injuries were reported in that incident, and they have not speculated on what may have led to that gunfire. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WIAB. I'm Chris Davis.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Since 2012, Brentech Solutions has been keeping Central Mississippi businesses connected and protected. From secure data backup and cloud services with Synology to reliable network design and maintenance, servers, and business Wi-Fi, Brentech truly does it all. Brentech is your Ring Pro partner and smart home automation solutions provider. Brentech can handle Microsoft 365 support and even Starlink. Visit brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. IT solutions that work.
Welcome to the Clay Edwards Show. More adrenaline.
You know, it's a pretty interesting time to be alive. What's the saying that made the times you live in be interesting? We have accomplished that.
More testosterone for your morning drive. But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on? Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal. And they don't care. And everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now. And I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a mother like me.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay and
Boom goes La Dynamite. It's hour 2 of the most incendiary show on the RADIO. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live here inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. This segment can be brought to you by our friends over at 042 Wine and Liquor, which seems very appropriate for the conversation we're about to have. If you're out in the Brandon area, or if you're not, swing by 042 Wine and Liquor today and get your supply of all your favorite elixirs, wines, and more. Over 400 different wines to choose from, 200 different bourbons and whiskeys, 50 different vodkas, 50 different tequilas, 50 different ready-to-drink cocktails, and oh, so much more. But, you know, a lot of places got a lot of variety. What a lot of places don't have is the staff that 042 Wine and Liquor has. And I truly believe that that's what separates them from the competition. And, again, don't ask me how I know. I'm kidding. Look, they're just good people. I know them personally, so I'm biased. I'm partial. I've known Kevin for 100 years. I've known Kim for a long time. I mean, since we were like 14 or 15 years old. I've had the pleasure to get to know Brad and his partners over the last couple of years. Just good people, very knowledgeable, so knowledgeable. Because believe it or not, as much as I know about alcohol and liquor, from running the bars, being a bartender, being a consumer, a connoisseur, I don't know crap about it. I just know it tastes good to me and what I like. Oh, that's a pretty bottle. I'll take that. It's just that simple. That looks cool. I'll try that. No, it costs $50. It normally costs 10. It must be good. I'll take that. You know, that's kind of how I determine what's good and what's not. But man, they'll be able to answer any questions for you, help you out with any recipes you may need for mixing drinks, how to do it, what you need to do it. Great start right there at 042 Wine and Spirits, locally owned, award-winning, right there on Highway 80 in Brandon next to Sonny's Barbecue. All right, man, let's go to the phone line here and talk to State Rep Fred Shanks. Man, we got a big conversation to have this morning, a little breaking news, so to say, about a potential solution that is being discussed down there at the Capitol. And you're going to be able to say you heard it here first on the Clay Edwards Show. Fred, but before that, you there? Yeah. All right, before that, we have a little static in the line there. Dan Crenshaw. Eye Patch McCain.
Eye Patch McCain. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Eye Patch McCain got beat. He didn't see that coming, did he?
Right. No, man. They had a bloodbath over there in Texas.
Did he
got smoked?
Did he get blindsided?
A savage, Clay. This early Wednesday morning.
He never saw it coming.
I didn't know. Of course, I didn't know how safe he would be over there or not. But I was kind of surprised on that one. And
had I been following that race, I didn't know that he was in danger. I knew he was well disliked.
Me either. Yeah, I didn't either. And of course, we heard about Jasmine Crockett. We all kind of figured she was toast. And although the guy that beat her, I mean, we didn't want her back, but he's going to be a problem. He's kind of an Obama-esque type of guy.
Beto-esque.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, absolutely. And then I think his name's Al Green. He's the one that always holding his cane up.
Oh, he's the
old guy, been there 50 years. Yeah, he got beat. And
black people for
rent. What's going on?
Rent black people sign.
Yeah, him. Yeah, I think it's Al Green.
That's it. It's Al Green. It's Al Green.
Okay.
I didn't know for sure the other day. All my listeners corrected me on it. So, yeah, it's definitely Al Green. Same name as the soul singer.
Yeah. And then now one I do follow is the AK guy. He's big on Twitter and pretty cool dude. He's in a runoff for Congress over there. And then, of course, I think you'd already mentioned maybe, but Ken Paxton is looking pretty good to take out Court. So, kind of like going.
Yeah, Texas is a fun place, man. I wish we had that kind of excitement over here. Especially in our statewide races and our Senate races, but it's so hard beating an incumbent in Mississippi. So hard. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, Fred, let's jump into it, man. You called me yesterday. There's some potential movement here on getting this situation unclogged out there, uncorked, we'll say, there at the ABC warehouse. What we got, man? Potential of maybe just taking the gloves off, taking the handcuffs off, and letting folks get their liquor from wherever they can get it.
So the past 3 years we've tried to just privatize the house has. Once it got to the other side, I'm not quite sure what the Senate had in mind those times, but we obviously know it's very dire. You and I have talked about it every Friday. We've had tons of meetings on it, but we had a real frank, just, outside the box discussion about it yesterday. And kind of where the house is at is, if you cannot get it delivered to you, then you can just go get it. And then that transformed, to the warehouse. Well, then that transformed it to, look, let's just be done with it. And you go straight to the distributor. You do your own thing. You go to the distributor. And if that distributor's in another state, well, you go there and you get it. And I really think what would happen doing this is that everybody's going to get a taste of free enterprise, and ultimately we'll just do away with ABC.
So
and what we will do, what we would also do is put a what's called a repealer on that. So we'd reel it back in after a year or two, depending on whatever we decide, and then look at it and, go from there. So
like, say, for example,
that's where we were at.
They put the order in, and within 5 days, if they can't get delivered, they can go to the warehouse and pick it up themselves, or they can put the order in and just go pick it up themselves or have it delivered.
Yes. But now when we decided, look, you can just go to a distributor. You can, do away with ABC temporarily because they can't get their game together. They can't get it together. You can go get it wherever you can get it. If you're a liquor store or a restaurant or whatever, you just go cut a deal with a distributor, not the ABC, like directly from the manufacturer, and go get it yourself or have it delivered.
All right. So I spoke with my liquor store friends yesterday about this, and they like the free enterprise idea, but you start running into a lot of shipping cost issues, which could cause product prices to skyrocket when they're having to get this box from this place and this box from this place. And say they're getting stuff delivered, like they don't have pallet jacks and stuff. They're having to get, 50 cases delivered, 300, they'll have some orders like at 042 Wine and Spirits, for example, they may have an order come that's 300 cases.
Sure.
And that's brought in on a truck with a lift gate and a pallet jack and, all sorts of stuff. So, we need to try to figure out where these bulk orders, there's going to be some logistical issues with this, but I guess logistical issues are better than no logistics at all. Right.
Right. Well, the entrepreneur is going to figure it out.
That's what I said.
Free enterprise is going to figure it out. So, those are problems, but what we're doing right now is not working. And then I don't know who brought this company in. The company gets paid, that's currently running ABC. They get paid per case, right? We're also building a new warehouse, so it's not like we're going to continue paying them the same amount every year. And if you're getting it elsewhere, so they're only getting paid by what they do. And then we got a new building being built in Holmes County, which I don't know why we don't have 3 to begin with and, all over the state, but we don't. And, if that's the case, we do this more free enterprise approach, which I would like to do, and a lot of people would like to do, then we'll sell that new building. That's not a hard problem. So,
no, look at what they just did in Clinton yesterday with the old Packard Electric. Is it Packard Electric or whatever it was? Delphi, Packard Delphi building.
Exactly.
They gave it to or worked a deal with a data company, a data center for $750 million to come and do a renovation and repurpose the building. There's going to be some jobs. They're not going to get a tax. They're going to get a flat fee, whatever, basically. But long story short, there's plenty of these data companies, for example, that'll come in and buy these big buildings, do all this stuff. So I don't think it's going to be a problem being stuck with the building. But I was talking with Brad over at 042 yesterday, and he brought up the three warehouse ideas. Like, why don't we have 3 warehouses in the state? as much money as the
can't
state
answer
is
that.
making on liquor.
I'm with you. Yeah. As to why, I mean, I don't understand it. I don't. I mean, why you don't have one in the north, central, and the south. I'm sure the answer somebody would say as well, it's just always been that way, which is not a good answer at all.
To me, that's the worst answer
I can't
possible.
answer that, but it doesn't work. The system they have, the delivery system they have, obviously we've talked about it. It doesn't work. And, so I think it's obviously a very dire situation. I hear about it. You hear about it a lot more than I do. And, we need to do something drastic. Exactly what we're talking about.
There's a massive warehouse, not to get caught up in the weeds here. There's a massive warehouse in North Mississippi that ICE was just looking at turning into a holding facility, for goodness sake.
Correct.
I mean, I'm just thinking of one off the top of my head, and I'm sure there's warehouses on, at least somewhere between Hattiesburg and the coast that you could put this in. You don't have to go build a new building. You're basically just talking about creating the infrastructure for it, hiring some people. You've got the delivery, you got a trucking contract, you expand that. This is simple stuff. Why it all has to come out of one choke point makes no sense to me.
Right. And so what I'm hearing right now is that orders, ABC is currently delivering. Now, that does not mean they are caught up on a backlog. It's still a huge backlog. People have been paying up front and we haven't been getting the whole truth. Like the legislature hadn't been getting the whole truth from ABC either, and we're aware of that. But they've got a backlog. Obviously people are paying up front for the whole order. They're only getting a portion of it. So there's still it's still just a complete mess. The system's not working. They do have a new warehouse being built, but I mean, that's a year out. So they're saying they're going to be caught up in 3 or 4 months. I mean, that's okay. Well, they get caught up in 3 or 4 months. If that even happens, there's going to be another problem when they move into the new warehouse. So, I mean, things aren't going good. They're not, and they're going to continue to not go well. It's just how it works.
So
we're talking about just taking the gloves off and opening this thing up and letting it rip.
So the name of the company, just for everybody knows, that we need to separate. There's the ABC and the state employees that work for the ABC. And we're not really talking about them. We're talking about Ruan, RUAN, that got the contract to run the ABC. So I want to be real clear here, because I know we have a lot of, there's law enforcement aspects to ABC, and those are friends of ours. And a lot of good people that work at the ABC that are state employees. And I want to make sure that people understand, we're not talking about them. We're not kicking dirt on them. We're talking about the company.
They're the ones having to deal with this mess.
Right.
They're the ones that are getting hurt as well.
Right. We're talking about the company that's running this and that has screwed this whole logistics of all this up, that won the bid to publicly privatize the ABC, sort of, to privately run the ABC. It's a disaster.
The last I heard, they make $25 million a year to do it.
Yeah. They should be massive penalties tied into this.
Right.
I mean, per day.
There's even talks. I mean, they have a multi-million-dollar security bond. There's even talks about, they're not up, which is to cover things like this. And, they're not upholding their part of the bargain. I mean, there's talks about that too. I mean, are we going to look into that?
Yeah. When I got a liquor license, I had to put up a $5,000 security bond, and you had to pay cash for it then. I don't know what it is now, but you had to put $5,000 cash.
Yeah. Well, this company did as well. And we're talking about that as well as another avenue.
It's just like when a construction company bids on a state project, a highway project, a big building, whatever, there's overrun penalties. If you miss your target, $10,000 a day, $1,000 a day, whatever it is. I think the longer this backlog is, they should be penalized $10,000 a day, $1,000, whatever the number is, until they get this. This needs to start coming out of their pockets.
Yeah,
Fred,
absolutely.
I know this wasn't our normal Friday. We'll be back Friday, and hopefully we'll have a little more information on this. But I wanted to get you on and talk about this. Do people need to call their state reps and tell them to get to moving?
No. They need to call their senator. If you like anything I had to say, the House is already on board. You need to look on the electric co-op app, which you've mentioned several times, and you need to call your senator immediately and push it.
All right.
We're working on it hard on our side, but that's where we're going to need help on the other side of the House, on the other side of the Capitol.
All right,
but you need to call your senator.
Call your senators, guys. If it's in Rankin County, it's who are our senators in Rankin County? Josh Harkins.
We got Dean Kirby and Brian Rhodes.
All right, Harkins, Rhodes, all good guys. Every one of them, good guys.
Right.
They'll listen to you. All right, Fred. Appreciate you, brother.
You got it. Anytime. Bye.
Yes, sir. We'll unpack that on the other side of the break here. Appreciate State Rep Fred Shanks. That interview was brought to you by 042 Wine and Spirits. We'll be right back on WYAB on 1039 WYAB.
.1039 WYAB.
For decades, you've known the name Martin's for good times, great food, and the best live music. Now that's happening at 2 locations, downtown Jackson and Livingston. Check the websites, martinslivingstonms.com and martinsdowntownjxn.com for the many special events and live music lineups. You can chill with friends on the big patio at the Livingston location and enjoy the blue plate lunches and nightly drink specials. Martin's, downtown and Livingston.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repaired? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Men, let's talk about low testosterone. Do you suffer from any of these symptoms? Low sex drive, ED. Are you always tired, depressed? You have loss of muscle mass? You're obese? Maybe you have loss of focus and drive? Then you, my friends, may suffer from low testosterone. To be located right there in Madison. Check your numbers today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. Check them out online at menshealthms.com. That's menshealthms.com. Men's Health of Mississippi.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness of Mississippi. At Women's Wellness of Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness of Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
For over 15 years, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for your auto repair and maintenance needs. From brake repair to placement to radiators, engines, starters, alternators, heat, and AC water pumps, and more, A1 will get your vehicle back up and running and on the road and in a timely manner. A1 is one of the only shops in the metro that specializes in rear differentials, rear ends, and rings and pinions. Call today to set up an appointment, or if you got questions, at 601-939-1060. A1 Gear and Auto, your hometown vehicle specialist.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credits, and get 1-year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. Quite an eventful show so far this morning. Covered a lot of different stuff for sure. Hey, real quick, this segment going to be brought to you by our friends over at Shelter Insurance, located right downstairs here at the Cotton Exchange Plaza. That's Jamie Creel with Shelter Insurance, located right here at the Cotton Exchange Plaza and over on Highway 51 in Ridgeland, right next to Fleet Feet, in that same shopping center right there, right over at the big intersection there, over by Grills, Mississippi, or right down from Grills, Mississippi, and Trace Grill and all that stuff. Look, let them see if they can save you some money on your insurance. If nothing else, let them check your rate and make sure you're not overpaying. Don't cost you nothing to shop your insurance. You should be shopping your insurance every 6 months. Yeah, especially if your credit score is going up, if you're tracking your credit score, You need to be making sure your insurance is in line with your credit score because it makes a difference. Somebody with a 500 credit score ain't paying the same insurance as somebody with a 700 credit score. Driving record, maybe a ticket's falling off. It's time to look at it. Your insurance don't just magically come down just because your credit score got better or your driving record got better. You need to be checking with your guys, make sure they're running it and keeping it fresh, and make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck. Now, in case you're new here, I talk about it a lot, but two of my friends at least two have switched over to Jamie Creel. One of them saving $700 a month on all of his personal home car type stuff. And another buddy of mine owns an electric company. He's saving $50,000 a year on his commercial insurance. $50,000 a year. Reach out to Jamie Creel today. Shelter Insurance. Let him see what he can do for you. Home, life, car, business, health. If it can be insured, they insure it. Shelter Insurance, Jamie Creel. All right. Man, I got so many things I want to hit before we get into Dr. Michael Walker and the TRT here in the next segment. But I want to give it a little bit more oxygen, this NIL thing and the income tax. I've gotten a lot of text on that, and I don't want to just glaze over it. I think it needs a little room to breathe. A lot of people are upset about it. And look, I get it on the surface. I get it. And I'm going to be honest now. I can't be anything but. I think there's a lot of jealousy from some folks on this because you're looking at these young, mostly black athletes you already don't like that they're making money to play college football. You didn't get paid to do it. They shouldn't get paid to do it. And I get that. I do. And they're getting the dang degree. I had to pay for mine. I get it. But that's not the rules now. The rules now is that they can pay them to do it. It is what it is. You can't fight City Hall. A lot have tried. You can't fight City Hall and you can't fight your HOA. So anyway, they're going to get paid to do it. And the whole thing was Mississippi is about to be a no income tax state anyway here in the next few years. While we can, it was, hey, let's jump in front of it and try to compete with these states that we're already competing with for recruits. Just like we're competing for these big data centers. The same Republicans that are all for the state pulling its pants down and putting its butt up in the air for these big tech companies to come in and slam these data centers in us. Same Republicans that are okay with giving them all these tax waivers and all this, that, and the other. These tax breaks. Now, hold on a dang minute, man. I can't handle it. Not these ball players. Not these ball players. I got to get them to go to work every day. I got to pay my taxes. They do too. Man, you're talking about just a short time that they'd get a little break on it. They still going to be paying the federal income tax, I promise. Like the state income tax, it ain't even that much money, but it is in certain ways. It don't matter how much it is. It's a lot of money, I guess. I'm wrong on that, but 4% for everything over $10,000. So, I think y'all are making a lot to do about nothing. One thing we know about young folks, they're going to spend that money. It's going to go back in the community. I said this yesterday. If they're in Starkville, Oxford, they save $50,000 on let's just say they save $50,000 on state income tax. That's for the big earners. You think they're going to just put that in the bank and hold on to it? Hell no. They're going to run down to the Dodge dealership and buy them a Charger or a Challenger. And they're going to get the Scat Pack or the Hellcat with that extra money. They're going to spend extra money on gas. They're going to spend extra money buying stuff. I'm just saying, man, they're going to spend the money back in the community. I think y'all are overthinking this, man, because the states we're competing with are also the same ones that are recruiting us. They got the richer alumni that are spending more money. Every now and then, you just can't make everything your hill to die on. You got to pick your battles a little bit. And that's one thing. If I could go back and change one thing about my life, some of the mistakes I've made, I was thinking about this the other day, completely unrelated to this. I would not have made every argument I ever got in my heel to die on, professionally especially. Like every now and then, it is just okay to let somebody else be right, or even not even be right, to let somebody else win the damn argument and let them prove themselves wrong, if nothing else. And if they're right, great. But the other states we're competing against right now that already have no income tax, so their NIL players don't have to pay the income tax. Alaska, that's number one. These are the 9 states with no state income tax. On my screenshot only goes to number 8, but Alaska's number 1. Florida's number 2. We're competing against Florida for recruits. Nevada 3, New Hampshire 4, South Dakota 5. And then here's where we're really competing here. Tennessee and Texas and Florida already, and that's just what's on this damn screenshot here, already have no state income tax. Are we competing against the University of Tennessee for recruits? Are we competing against Vanderbilt for recruits? Are we competing against Memphis for recruits? And I'm just talking about the SEC teams here. Are we competing against the University of Texas, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, Houston, University of Florida, Florida State, Miami? So when it comes down to that 5-star, that big 5-star that you really want there at Ole Miss, that you really want at Mississippi State, Southern Miss. And man, I'd have picked y'all, but Florida didn't have any income tax. And that player comes back and beats you on that last play of the game. And you think, man, I could have had him. But I had to just dig my heels in and say, boy, it just ain't fair that guy wasn't going to have to pay no income tax and I was going to have to. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just a sports fan. I'm a beaten down Mississippi State fan that just wants to win a damn SEC championship. And I'm willing to pretend I'm Tate Reeves, bend over, pull my pants down, and just say, give it to me, Big Daddy. Just like they do with these big tech companies and these data centers. Let's take a call. We got Jerry on the line. What's up, brother?
Good morning, sir.
How you doing?
Man, look, I don't follow any sports anymore, with the exception of college football. So while I am not an expert on this subject matter, I have done a lot of reading articles, listening to experts, reading the fine print on some of these NIL deals, things of that nature, watching the transfer portal, aka free agency. So I got a lot of opinions.
And I don't like it, but it's fun. It's fun to follow. And I didn't even think I would like it, but it's fun. I say I don't like it. It's very interesting to follow this whole debacle, and it's destroying college football. I'll be the first to tell you, but I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't think that anything we do is going to fix it.
Like you said, I'm not going to sit here and shout at the rain, but I will tell you this. On this particular subject that you're mentioning, the majority of the people that I know are not ticked off about the non-income tax. I think income tax personally is theft anyway, on all levels, federal and state.
Me too. So if somebody can get over on them, I'm clapping for them. Like, oh, good job.
Here's why we, the people who are capable of getting mad about it, but also holding a discussion without just screaming at the rain. This is why we, that group of people, are pissed about this. Sorry, ticked off. It's because there was no discussion about this on message boards. There was no public opinion and all. They did this under cover of darkness, last minute, and everybody agreed on it. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. 2 things politicians are not going to do. They're not going to do anything unless it's in their interest. And number 2, they're not going to do anything in a hurry unless they have to. So I want to know where this pressure came from, who was in on it, what presidents had a say-so, and how did this get done literally within weeks at the very end of a session, and all of a sudden now we find out about it and it's a big news deal now. If they can do that, what it does is puts them in a bind, because now business owners, private individuals, millionaires, they're all looking at them and go, whoa, Chief, if you can do that for them last minute, pull all these levers, why can't you do that for me? So they basically shot themselves in the foot, because they're going to get a lot of pushback on this from a lot of different sectors of the people.
I don't disagree, but I got to push back a little bit on the in the darkness thing, because I've had Fred Shanks on the show every Friday all session, and he had a competing bill that was doing the same thing. The one they chose was McMillan's up there in Madison, and we talked about this for a whole show one time. So it was out there that this was going on a month and a half ago. Now whether people heard it or not, or whatnot, that's a different conversation. But I know we were talking about that on this show 6 weeks ago, that there was a bill to do the NIL no income tax thing. So it was out there. It didn't, maybe you missed it, whatever. But I know we talked about it on this show. I'm not saying this show sets the tone for the entire state and everybody listens to it for what's going on at the Capitol. But I know there was a conversation had.
Well,
that's just
like
from
you
me.
said, I don't know how I missed that, because I had heard it floated back last session at the SEC Media Day that there were states like Florida who don't have an income tax that were benefiting, and everybody else wanted to know how that would affect them and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I'm not saying it was a surprise. I'm saying that no one was out there from this area, we'll put it that way, going, hey, we're going to make this a central piece to attract athletes to this state. Because let's face it, this is all about attracting athletes to the state.
Sure.
Now, you had mentioned something just a moment ago, and you and I can have a much longer conversation about this. But at the end of the day, man, I have been to Ole Miss campus. It is absolutely beautiful. I have been to Mississippi State campus more times than I can count. You are not going to drag talent out of Texas, out of Florida, out of California to come here unless they are tied in with the coach, the OC, the DC, someone where their scheme is going to work for that athlete. Okay? I don't care how much money you pay them. And on that note, I don't know if people follow this, and depending on what source you read, Ole Miss in 2025 was like 6th. I know they were in the top 10, but I think they got as high as 6th with their total collective value. So saying there's not enough money or adjusting these levers to compete with other states and all is a bit of a red herring, because little old Ole Miss was already 6th in the country in NIL money last year, and you saw it paid off.
Well,
you had a great team. You went to the playoffs. Blah blah blah.
The colleges with long-standing law schools and medical schools, they seem to have deeper NIL pockets. There's been a big conversation about this. If you look at the schools that are doing really well with NIL, it seems to be the schools like a Vanderbilt who have these deep-pocketed alumni because of the doctors and lawyers. Jerry, I got to take a break. I could talk about this for another 2 hours, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Bye-bye.
All right, have a good one. We'll be right back with Dr. Michael Walker. We're gonna have to run that conversation back, because that's worth a much deeper dive, and I could do that all day. We can be a sports show. We'll be right back. Dr. Michael Walker, Men's Health Mississippi, talking about testosterone and more.
.1039 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. Just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Spring is in the air and temperatures are on the rise, requiring us to run the AC nonstop. Don't let those days sneak up on you. Call Pure Air Consultants today for your spring inspection on your AC system. Pure Air Consultants, your go-to Ring Pro partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time at all. Locally owned and operated, Ring and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue. Contact Pure Air Consultants today online at mypureconsultants.com. That's mypureconsultants.com.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
Got electrical problems? Marty Cowden and Cowden Electric are here for you. Cowden Electric is your trusted electrician, serving the Jackson area for 3 decades. Electrical repair, service, and home rewiring are just the start of what Cowden Electric can do. Cowden Electric also installs generators to keep your power going when everyone else's lights are out. Plus, LED lighting, remodels, new construction, no job is too small. Visit CowdenElectric.com today to see all that they do. Cowden Electric, powering your home and business.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
Located in Ridgeland and Flora, come see me, Jamie Creel, Shelter Insurance.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. Let's go straight to the phone line. We got Dr. Micah Walker, MD, with Men's Health of Mississippi on the line. Doctor, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for taking the time to jump on a little unplanned conversation with us. I text Micah this morning asking him about a new TRT medicine I saw and wanted his opinion on it. And he was like, man, I can just call in. I was like, even better. There's a big rise in what they're calling the air quotes male economy. And TRT is one of those things that's a big part of it. Fitness industry is making more money than it's ever made. And there was another part of another element to that. Anyway, I'll remember in a second, but with the TRT, that's when we got you on the phone. Anyway, so they're I guess, have they just approved this where you can get TRT by telehealth? Is that new? And man, I can just kind of put a pin in that. I can think of a million reasons why you should have to go to the doctor and do blood work, and just having been a patient over there with you guys for 3 years, just all the perks that have come with that.
Yeah, I mean, so testosterone it's a controlled substance, so it's a Schedule III controlled substance. So it's even in a higher category than like Xanax or something like that. I think Xanax is Schedule IV, but testosterone is a scheduled medication, controlled substance, and generally, prior to COVID, the requirement was you had to see your prescriber, your physician, nurse practitioner, physician assistant, the person prescribing your testosterone or any controlled substance, that you had to see those prescribers in person to get a prescription for those medicines. So now with the COVID changes, and it wasn't permanent changes, they were kind of temporary things put in place because people couldn't get into their doctor's offices. And they did allow for some limited teleprescribing of controlled substances. Those short-term exceptions to the rules have actually gone away, but the DEA has allowed some kind of interim flexibility in that. And that's kind of where these telehealth companies have kind of come out of.
Right.
But, you know, I think anyone, there's even beyond it being a controlled medication, there's a lot of lab monitoring and things that are necessary to make sure that if you're doing testosterone replacement, that you're doing it safely. And, you know, our approach here is we want to make sure everybody feels as good as they can feel right now, but we also want to make sure that the last 10 years of their life is the best it can be.
Well, I just want to say this. I want to say this real quick, just to drive that point home. And I don't mind putting my business out there because I want everybody to kind of know what, you know, I want to be honest with everybody. You know, there was an irregularity in my last lab that it had got caught by Dr. Walker, but then the new nurse practitioner over there, they reached out to me yesterday, like officially called me to have a conversation about it because they're monitoring these things. This has been something that's been there for 6 weeks that I'd already had a conversation about. But I love the fact that this guy's going back over, looking at things and caught this irregularity and has called me to have a conversation about it. What could have caused it? What can prevent it? You know, bring that number back down without going into full detail here. But that's the little stuff that you get from, you know, doing this and being monitored by a local physician that you're not going to get with telehealth. Like I listen to a lot of podcasts, and one of the big things I hear on these big national kind of manosphere podcasts is these testosterone, mail order testosterone. I call it mail order telehealth testosterone. They send you a little at home blood work kit and you mail it back and all that. Again, to each their own, but I could poke all kind of holes into doing that, especially after having been a patient out there for 3 years.
Yeah. I won't comment on how other people do it. I'll just say, you know, our approach to it is you know, we want to make sure that we stay on top of people's labs. We get things probably even more frequently than guidelines require. Like we check PSAs and blood counts and cholesterol and A1Cs and all of those things every 6 months.
Livers, everything.
And liver function, you know, because the reality is like, so we do primary care for me. We don't just do testosterone replacement. Now the reality is most guys don't go to the doctor till they have a problem. And if you just treat the symptom and you don't treat the underlying cause of their problem, you know, you can actually create more problems or delay them getting treatment for the real problem that's underlying, you know, why they have low testosterone. I mean, sleep apnea can cause low testosterone. Being morbidly obese can cause low testosterone. There's a number of different things that can cause low testosterone that ultimately, if you just treat the testosterone and you don't work on the underlying problem, you're not really improving. You might make someone feel better now, but you're not improving their overall health.
You might not know this. You might not know this, but just on average, if you can think about it, how often do you catch other actual underlying issues that people might not have been aware of from doing the basic blood work for somebody that showed up just to get testosterone replacement therapy?
Yeah, probably somewhere in, 30 to 50% of patients have some other things going on that they're either unaware of or that, maybe they've just kind of deferred maintenance on those things. So, it's kind of, I'll use one particular telehealth brand, and for example, because there's a company called 4Hims, and they prescribe erectile dysfunction medicine, so Viagra and Cialis and all these things. But basically, you call in, and if you have the symptoms of erectile dysfunction and you don't have a reason for them not to, they prescribe you a medication for erectile dysfunction, and that's all they look at. Okay, but in what I do is, erectile dysfunction it's often a symptom of untreated diabetes or hypertension or something else going on. It's not just, it's actually, there are underlying medical causes for that if all you do is give somebody a pill and treat their erectile dysfunction, you're missing out on treating their diabetes or their high blood pressure. And now they go 5-10 years without getting those things treated. And, they spend the last 10 years of their life with congestive heart failure or diabetic, complications of diabetes because no one treated the underlying cause of their erectile dysfunction. They just gave them a pill to treat the symptom. And so for me, that's just, that's not good medicine. And as a physician, it's our responsibility to take care of all of our patients' problems, not just, give them a pill that treats a symptom.
Right.
We should be looking into why do they have that symptom.
Micah,
And so that's the foundation of our practice and what it's built on.
Micah, we need to get you back in here on a Monday again here soon,
Yeah.
where we can talk for a much longer amount of time. And that's on me. I should have already scheduled that, and I'll do it today. But I appreciate you jumping on with us here real quick and just kind of having this conversation, driving this point home. Sometimes it's better to hear it from the doctor than the radio host. So let's get you back in here, and y'all text Clay today to 601-800-5130 and get that blood work, get that free testosterone screening. They're going to do the blood work, and if you got anything wrong with you, they're going to talk to you about it. Appreciate you, Michael.
Yeah, and I would say that same number, 601-800-5130, text Clay. And if you have any specific questions for me, feel free to text those to that number as well. And I'll either get you a phone call or text you back and see if we can get your questions answered.
Yeah, it's a real person that answers. It's not an automated text line, by the way, guys. They actually have somebody there that replies to these directly. So you're getting a human being when you text that line. Micah, I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. Thank you, Clay. Have a good day.
You too, brother. All right, let's take our last break of the day. We'll be right back. All right, guys. First off, I want to apologize. I know I said we were going to get into the sports betting. That was the third thing I couldn't remember. We were going to get into the sports betting, and we were going to get into the fitness, all the male economy stuff. And I just, man, you know how it goes on this show. I have the best of damn intentions to talk about stuff, and I jump down these rabbit holes. I didn't even think of it. When I was doing my show prep last night, I didn't even think about the Texas Senate races that were going on. And then I'm listening to the radio on the way in this morning. I'm like, oh, dang it. Actually, I wasn't even on the radio. I checked my phone notifications this morning and saw that. I was like, I got to talk about that. Jasmine Crockett lost. There's no way we're not going to talk about that. And then that NIL income tax bill, that's just so damn popular. I mean, well, not popular as in a lot of people want it, but it was a popular topic. Anyway, we go with the hot hand here on the Clay Edwards Show. I can assure you that. And, but I do want to have a broad conversation about this male economy stuff. It's pretty interesting. Hooters is failing. Twin Peaks is failing. And that scares me. As I sit here and talk about, the rainbow supremacy not winning, the fact that young men don't want to go look at boobs at restaurants and eat good chicken wings anymore, that scares me. We're going to talk about that in depth at some point. Maybe tomorrow. I don't have anything on the table for tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow we have this long, in-depth conversation about that and concert tickets. Or maybe not. Tune in to find out.